Are you ready to mock?
Welcome to Mock of Love,
A weekly podcast providing commentary on VH1's golden age of celebrity reality dating shows. I'm Andy.
and I'm Ashley. Andy, will we be doing any research on these shows?
Almost none.
Will it be kid-friendly?
Fuck no.
Will it be bitchy and hilarious?
Absolutely.
Step into our playhouse and mock our world.
This is Mock of Love. Welcome back, everybody. We missed you last week.
We did. I'm sorry, guys. It was my fault.
It's usually your fault. Do we have an excuse, or is it just your fault?
It was like, I told everyone I had the flu.
That's
that
true.
Sucked.
That did suck.
And then I was just like super backed up at work and...
Yeah, and you had the flu for more than a week.
For a while.
Yeah,
so I was just exhausted. Sorry, guys.
I mean, it wasn't just Ashley. Like, the whole house was kind of struggling. I did not have the flu, but, cancer. So it was a rough week to try and get everything together.
Yeah.
But thank you. We are back.
Yes.
And it feels so good to be back.
It does. It does. I missed it.
I did too. I guess I don't have a whole lot to share, so I would like to go ahead and jump with a song that's out of tune and in the spirit of the season. I like to think, as I always try and do. I try and keep it topical.
I like that.
And seasonal.
I like that. Yeah.
And if you don't know what tomorrow is, well, it's rather that it was yesterday for you listeners, but I'll just sing it. Please, I'm suffering from CTE, and you wonder why I get so freaking angry. Hey, my brain's turned into marmalade. Don't know the days of the week or my children's names. Please let me be your Super Bowl of love.
Oh no.
In case the audience was wondering how I felt about the big game.
Broccoli. I don't know if anyone gets that reference, but that's okay.
Oh, you know what? There's no visual cues on like music, on, audio drops.
Yeah.
I would gladly drop Sports Girl.
Okay, good.
Go
Thank
Sports
you.
Girl in there, and I'll see if we can get Brendy to maybe make a social media post that highlights Sports Girl.
It's one of the best things I've ever watched.
It's incredible.
It's so good.
But that's
it's historic. It's very important on the internet.
It is, and it's semi-related to what that song was about. I don't think I need to explain the song any further than what I just had done there.
Aww.
But we're back to talk about our favorite boy, Bret Mitchell.
Andy has been scouring the subreddits, and he now knows that we should be referring to Bret as Bert.
As Bert. It's amazing. It is. There was no announcement. It was just kind of silently, democratically decided in the subreddits that Bret is now Bert.
I love it.
And it makes me feel like there is a Bret Mitchell somewhere out there, and that is like Bret Michaels' Wario.
Yeah.
And he's like, but the difference is Bret Mitchell is the cool one. He's the one that listens to women.
Yeah.
And doesn't constantly talk about how he's got a boner. He's like a pretty stand-up guy.
Oh my God.
Unlike our delinquent Bret. Man, I'm just sorry. I'm gonna adjust all my headphones and stuff. Well, let's get into it. We are back with Rock of Love, season 2, episode 7.
That's right.
Yes.
It's called Red, White, and Little Blue.
And we'll find out why it's a little blue. That is in reference to some of the content and humor. This is episode 20 for us.
Wow.
Yeah, isn't that wild?
It's kind of incredible.
Oh, we've come a long way, baby.
We have.
So we start at the mansion.
Yes.
I don't know if you want to recap what's going on here, but
yeah, sure. Like, it starts with basically Ina. At elimination last week, Bret told Ina that he felt her pulling away or drifting apart or something. I don't know.
Bullshit.
Yeah,
and we talked about how
it
it was bullshit.
Yeah. So this episode starts with Ina like worried that she's losing a connection with Bret, and she strolls down from her bedroom, not really,
Right.
to the pool where Bret's downstairs, and she just happens to get like a one-on-one moment with him, and they have this deep conversation about like reconnecting.
Even though and then he says Ina was my girl right off the bat. No, dude, look, we called you out for this at the elimination last week. You say that, yeah, I just feel like I've lost touch with you, and then you cut away and call her a Ukrainian
Your love tank.
You're not attracted to this woman.
Yeah.
And to pretend that she is the problem with the connection.
I'm like, was there something else going on that we don't know about? Because it does just kind of feel like out of nowhere.
It's horseshit.
Yeah.
Bret is this episode, number 1, fantastic. Number 2,
it was
Bret
fun.
is leaning into television drama. Like he is leaning into the television aspect of this show. Like he is not playing around for love anymore. He is trying to create ratings, and it is so obvious.
Yeah.
You feel that?
I do. Yeah, definitely.
And I think that's all that conversation
the episode
with Ina
ends too.
Yes.
It's like he's just poking for drama.
And we talked about last week that at the end, the talking heads, the elimination, everything was bubbling into a bloodbath for Kristy Jo, and it begins this episode. We'll get into it. Anyway, so they had a conversation, Ina and Bret.
Yeah.
And then they announce the challenge.
Yeah. Which is like basically a USO show.
Yeah.
Right? Like a talent show that you would do for the troops, because Bret's a big supporter of the troops. Yes.
It's a talent show that you would do for the retired troops.
Right.
I think that's the big
distinction. Yeah, because like people travel to Iraq and are those what USO shows are?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, and so Bret just did one of those apparently, and that's but I guess shows are done back home too for the veterans.
Yeah. I don't think I knew that. And it could just be something that Bret had arranged for this challenge.
Yeah.
But in either case, these are not, 18, 19-year-old, we just signed up for the military kind of folks that you're going to be performing for.
No, they were like all old dudes.
They are all old dudes and old ladies.
And old ladies. There were like a few middle-aged people there, but it wasn't like young kids.
And listener, we're not trying to be ageist. There's no way you look at these people and don't call them old.
I know, yeah.
It's not a question. It's not like middle age. No, these are old people.
Yeah.
They are old.
Yeah.
Period. And so who's helping them with this challenge?
Okay, so it's these two ladies who are fabulous. Their names are Shirley Claire and Joan Arlene.
Both have two
first names. Shirley
So
Claire, Joan Arlene. And I guess they like are veteran performers for the troops in some way or another. One of them is in a freaking
leotard.
blue unitard.
Yeah,
and
unitard.
She looks hot. Like
yeah, for how old this woman is, she's holding it together.
Her legs go on for ages.
It is a Brazilian cut.
Yeah.
Like fucking.
It is a high cut unitard.
Yeah. It makes one a little worried that something might come flapping out.
Oh no.
Like it's that kind of cut on this outfit.
Oh my God.
But nothing happens. She's she's keeping it all together.
She does. Yeah, so they're going to help these girls like put a talent show together or whatever. So they have to split up into teams of 2.
But
and there's 7 of
girls.
them. Yeah.
Oh no.
What is one to do?
Well, the winner of whatever this challenge is, which will tell what they do. The winner of this challenge will get a solo date.
Yeah.
And so Daisy,
two. So if it's 2 girls, they'll get a double date.
The double, menage a date.
Yes.
But Daisy wants that solo date. Just she's like, I will go solo.
Yeah.
I don't need a teammate. I want a solo date.
Yeah, and she's like, I'm gonna sing, and she's emphatic about it, and she's sung earlier in the show too, and she goes on and on about how she's a singer, but like literally. I mean, we'll get to this, but when she's doing her performance, she's like, this is the first time I performed in front of people ever.
That was shocking.
I was like I thought you were a singer.
You talk about how you're a singer. So your previous, you say you're a singer and your previous experience is
Singing
the bathroom.
with yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is fine. You know, singing is a beautiful thing. Do it in whatever. I love singing. I take voice lessons. I'm not great or anything, but like, it's a beautiful thing to do.
But
maybe she is a singer, but it is just weird to call yourself a singer. And
instead
you've never,
of a person who likes
to sing.
I feel like, I don't know. I don't have the definition pulled up in front of me, but I feel like the more accurate thing to say here is I am a person who likes to sing.
I wonder at what point can you call yourself a singer?
Right.
Anyway, I digress.
That's a completely different podcast.
But it is just weird.
So she's going to sing the Star Spangled Banner.
Yeah.
And so she's rehearsing that with Joan Arlene or Shirley Claire.
Yeah.
I don't remember which one's which.
Yeah.
But and then the other pairs of girls are figuring out what their talent is going to be.
Right.
Did you write them down?
I did.
Thank God.
Yeah. So Ina and Destiny are going to just dance. Okay.
Choreographed.
Yes. Choreographed dance. Jessica and Megan are going to do a hula hoop situation. Kristy Jo and Amber are going to do a tap dance routine.
Yeah. And they're going to try and incorporate some comedy.
Yeah.
And so we're watching the girls of the house get warmed up. We're watching Daisy sing.
Everyone's practicing. I was cracking up at Jessica and Megan doing their hula hoop thing.
It's good.
And they're like trying to figure out what they're going to do. And it's like, maybe we should recite the preamble to the Constitution. And like the whole time I'm watching them, it gave me vibes from Drop Dead Gorgeous.
Oh, that's good.
Have you seen that movie?
Yeah, you made me watch it.
Oh my God, yes.
It took me so long to see that movie, but that movie's brilliant.
It's so good if you guys haven't seen it. But yeah, it was totally giving me that vibe of just great. Like really clueless, trying to do an act, you know?
And they do sound so ditzy and blonde in this moment. It really ties into that Drop Dead Gorgeous vibe.
Yeah.
That is so good.
To do. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, to promote general welfare and secure blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. Megan and I was like,
and they have like an hour to start prepping for this thing.
Yeah.
And then they
not
get
very
like,
long.
Then they go to the venue and then they get dressed and they have a little bit more time. They have to like come up with
costumes and yeah, they're going somewhere. It looks like in West Hollywood. I don't know if that's right. It just kind of looks like West Hollywood.
I don't know if it's WeHo. It might just be Hollywood.
Just Hollywood. But yeah, it's some venue. But it is like, you know, when they get in there, it's all these old veterans and their wives. You know.
Yeah, and they're in these skimpy outfits in front of like 75, 80-year-old veterans.
Yeah.
That are wearing their military hats and whatnot.
Oh, they were like hooting and hollering for them.
Yes. But
it was funny. And the wives were just like silent.
Now, one thing that I got to point out here, Ina and Destiny, they're choreographed. They got a dance choreographed. And I believe it's Joan Arlene does not like that Ina is not taking it very seriously.
Right.
And like, and I have been this guy. I have been Joan Arlene where like, I want to get good at dancing. I want to be good at this dance. And my partner, every time we mess up a little bit, we pause so that partner can laugh. And I go, can we just get back into it?
Yeah. Instead of having the nervous moment.
Yeah. It's like, we don't need to laugh.
Yeah.
We can just get back into it and work on it.
Yeah.
And like, that's how I go about things. And so I appreciate where Joan Arlene is coming from.
Yeah.
But it is also like, Ina's trying to have fun. She doesn't care that much.
Right.
And
Her and Destiny are like, trying to do this choreographed dance, but because of their height differences,
it is comical.
It's just like not going well, and that's what Joan is kind of going off about. And Ina's like snapping back at her and is like annoyed.
Yeah. She's like, "Don't be so rude." And it's the dance routine has gotten rougher since they've changed into costume with high heels, etc. So yeah, it's not going
something
great.
about the heels and like when they're trying to like hold each other and move, it's pulling Ina's costume off because Destiny is like a foot shorter than her.
Yeah.
And
so Ina's just in her bra, like in no time, just because the uniform is not hanging on.
Yeah.
Now the performance starts. Like it is not a lot of prep time.
No. Yeah. Yeah, and it's cute. I mean, I support the troops. You know.
There you go.
Yeah, thank you to all the men and women that go and fight for us, and that's what this is all about.
Yeah.
It's just like giving them a good night, you know.
If only
letting
they
them
could
have
be
a fun
truly
night.
entertained by somebody other than Bret Michaels.
Yeah. So they get this like comedian,
Bill Dwyer, who's famous. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I've seen his
Really?
stand up. Yeah.
Oh, all right.
He's
I had
legit.
never heard of him.
Yeah.
But he seemed funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he did great, and he gives Bret Michaels some shit for finding love on a television show,
reality television show. Yeah.
as is appropriate.
Yes.
It'd be weird if he didn't go after that.
Yep.
But so he starts it, and he announces the first two performers, Amber and KJ.
And they're calling themselves Stars and Taps.
Isn't that fun?
Isn't that cute?
It's like Travis Barker's brand. Famous Stars and Taps.
What is Travis Barker's
It was
brand?
Famous Stars and Straps.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, like those white belts that have like all the metal holes in them.
Oh,
and
that's what
shit.
they're called.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
Famous Stars and Straps was the band.
Because
brand.
we've talked about those before on the podcast.
Because Destiny wore a Famous Stars and Straps
I think you
belt.
said the name, and I was
did.
just like didn't remember.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know what they were called.
No, yeah, it's that good Tilly's brand kind of stuff.
Yes, Tilly's.
Now, the thing about their tap dance, the idea, the plot that they had concocted was that Amber, who is actually a tap dancer, would be like training Kristy Jo, and Kristy Jo would be just kind of wacky. That translation didn't happen.
No. It just looked like Amber was good and Kristy Jo was bad.
So it was very clunky. It's like you need to like make clear the teaching component of it, and it just didn't happen.
But honestly, I don't think the audience cared.
Because they were cute.
I wrote down old men perving.
Absolutely.
They're in like literally like bras and little baby shorts, and all these old men are like, woo, woo,
Yeah.
ooh.
Now, speaking of perving,
Yes.
we've got Jessica and Megan with their hula hooping.
Hula hoops for our troops.
Because it rhymes.
Yeah, so they start like clothed and they strip off their clothes, and all the men are like, yeah.
And then they start reading the preamble to the Constitution
while hula hooping, and their like American flag bikini.
in their ditzy blonde voices.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Fucking Megan has such trouble with the word posterity.
Oh my God,
in
yeah.
the warm-ups.
And just the idea of even like memorizing a few words.
Yeah,
you know,
it was bad.
She struggled, and I'm like, as much as she shits on everyone and makes fun of people and is horrible, why is no one going after her about this?
Yeah, honestly, I think it's because she's too easy of it's low hanging fruit.
It's too dumb.
It's like we can't actually point out that she's a dumb
that
person.
she's an
right?
actual dumb person.
Like it's too low. It's too easy. Like she knows she's dumb. It
Yeah.
does nothing.
Oh my God.
And so it was adorable. And I gotta say, Jessica really ramped up the adorable this episode.
Yeah.
Like she showed up for
her
the first time.
personality is showing up more.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're giving her more like talking heads, and she's saying a lot of cute stuff.
And she's very much a child.
Yeah.
But she
Yeah.
So I feel comfortable saying she's adorable.
She is.
She shouldn't date Bret Michaels.
Yeah.
She shouldn't want to date him.
Ever. Apparently, like behind the scenes, she was friends with a lot of the girls. And,
I
like,
believe it.
Yeah, she seems like a real sweetheart.
Now.
Well, can we talk about what Bret says?
Yes.
He's like, the general and I, we salute you.
And then held up his fist.
Gross.
As if to say, my penis is at full mast.
Is hard.
Needed to get that in there, didn't you, Bretty?
That pervy old comment in there.
It wouldn't be an episode of Rock of Love without Bret telling you he's got a rod.
Boner.
Fuck you, man.
Oh my God.
Now Destiny and Ina just went out there and did their
Yeah.
dance. And they did like the first 4 moves.
Yeah.
And then just proceeded to get naked and slap their asses.
Oh yeah. Ina was like smacking her ass, and everyone was like horrified.
So Bret says it's one of the most horrific things he's ever seen.
Yeah.
And if you're wondering why this episode's called Red, White, and a Little Blue, I believe that was the little blue.
I think you're right.
It got a little too sexual.
A little frisky.
Like you're
like it's okay to be like cutesy, sexy, but maybe not like
maybe don't show hole.
Yeah.
On stage.
Yeah.
You know?
It turned that corner.
Yeah. Like Destiny bending over in a thong, and it's like, oh, okay, all right, we can see your tonsils from here. That's great, Destiny. Thank you.
Oh my God! Now Daisy is singing, and
we will get a hang on, right here.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light
Okay, great. So I'm glad you enjoyed that clip of Daisy singing.
Oh my God. It's so bad. She's tone deaf.
And she doesn't remember the lyrics.
She forgets the lyrics to the national anthem.
It's real rough,
Yeah.
guys.
And she does kind of like this breathy thing
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
That I'm like, oh.
You have to be so good. And also her fucking mouth creeps me the fuck out during the rehearsal.
And she's so serious while she's trying to do it.
Like, it's great to chew your words and enunciate, but like her mouth is just over chewing her words with her mouth open. She is a cow with the words.
Oh, now I'm starting to feel bad.
No, it's just too much mouth movement. I just can't.
Because it takes a lot to put yourself out there and get up there and sing. So I give her props for that. It's one of the most like vulnerable things you can do.
I don't even think she's as tone deaf as Jessica does.
I don't either.
She did forget the words.
She did.
And just the nature of her normal voice, where everything is, her mouth has to be so moving all the time. You can't see my lips, but you can hear them because I'm chewing cud while I talk.
Oh my God.
And that's Daisy. Every word she says.
Oh my God.
It just gets really brought to the forefront when you watch her rehearse singing. Anyway, I'm done.
Okay, are we done like slaughtering Daisy? Yeah, so now they're doing like a clap-o-meter vote. The audience gets to decide which team wins. And it's like basically everyone gets like mild claps except for
Ina and wait.
No, who won, Andy?
Oh, okay. Moderate claps. I thought you were saying somebody got less claps.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Who won was Hoops for the Troops.
That's right.
It was Megan and Jessica.
Megan and Jessica won.
Good for them.
Yeah.
It was adorable. And like there was a woman in the audience, this older woman, old woman. We're fine saying it. We know they're old. I don't need to say older. We know it.
We don't have to hit the point home.
Yeah. Okay. So she was like laughing so hard she had tears in her eyes.
Yeah.
That's how good it was. It was ridiculous.
Oh my God.
It was very silly. So congrats to Megan and Jessica.
Yeah.
Two girls who have been in the background and haven't really gotten a lot of dates.
They really have. Like, they deserve this date.
They deserve this date. We, the viewers, deserve them having this date.
Right.
Because we haven't gotten enough time to
really see them. Even like Jessica's solo date was,
I
don't know how much of her I saw. And then Megan hasn't had like anything.
No. And so it's great. Like, I think this is important again, I do feel like this is the television aspect of this television show is being kind of hammered. You know, they aren't being subtle with like, we need to make this watchable.
Right.
And I almost feel like Megan and Jessica like had plants in the audience to help the audience cheer louder. Because it seemed like there were voices that just weren't there cheering.
There were women cheers.
And it sounded like they were friends of theirs or something.
I don't know. Yeah, there were a lot of woos for them.
That weren't present for anybody else.
Yeah. And so I took that to mean everyone just liked theirs the best. But I get what you're saying.
I mean, it's possible, but it seemed unusual that those
like Rock
voices
of Love
were
production
absent.
was.
Yes, we're like they're going to win.
And go.
Yeah. All right, plants, go ahead and scream. Thank you.
No.
Okay, this is where it gets, the thing I'm talking about really comes out. This whole, Bret is like, I need a TV show.
Yeah, they go back to the house and they're all gonna have like family dinner together. And Bret starts it with ladies, everyone needs to tell me I'm gonna go around the table. Who's here for the right reasons and who's here for the wrong reasons? So just like setting up like,
ladies, tell me about your deepest sexual trauma. You know, just trying to rouse the most drama out of this crowd.
Like, these girls are going to be fighting after this dinner. We know it because someone's going to have to throw someone under the bus.
And that's just it. The girls didn't want to throw each other under the bus.
Yeah.
And Bret's like, I'm not standing for this.
Yeah.
This is television poison. Make it work.
Yeah. The first couple girls just said like nice things. Like, I think Daisy said that Destiny was here for the right reasons.
Yeah, and she's really cool.
And Megan said Jessica's here for the right reasons. And Bret freaked out.
Yeah, he's like slamming his fork. He's like, I need to know
answers.
something. And so, this is Amber, our happy golden retriever girl.
This was a moment.
Amber decides to be the one that says, I'm going to be honest with Bret.
Yeah.
Kristy Jo, I don't know what your deal is.
Yeah.
I don't know how to read you. I don't know if you're being real.
Yeah.
She
basically
sorry, girl.
calls KJ a fake.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're roommates.
Awkward.
So like they should be really close, but Amber's basically like, you keep bringing up your ex-husband. You talk about him a lot.
True.
And you keep claiming to leave.
Yeah.
And none of us get it.
And
so leave.
And it is. Yeah. No, it now that's what I'm starting to see. That you say pick me girl. Mm-hmm. I don't know how much of being a pick me girl is emotional manipulation, but that is it.
Yes.
The whole idea of, well, if you don't express the right things, well, I'll just leave.
Yeah.
This whole
I
idea
don't really care. You need to tell me
exactly. I'm gonna
whether
keep
you
this,
want me to stay or leave.
This axe is dangling over your head, not mine.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, that's unhealthy, dude.
Right.
I imagine that's probably how she is in relationships with her husband.
Clearly wants her to be there.
Yeah.
So she needs to say whether she wants to be there or not, and she won't really do it.
And she just anytime it gets a little heat, she picks up her ball and goes home.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't care about these
Whatever.
girls.
I don't care about anything.
If you don't like me, then I'll just go home.
I'm just gonna go.
And it's not healthy.
No.
And
It's manipulative.
Yeah. It's pretty messed up. Sorry guys, I'm
still
rotating my mic.
Pick me. It's like
I just didn't know.
I'm gonna go.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me I shouldn't go.
Me yes.
you
yes.
know?
Tell me that you want me to stay. Make me feel wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And I owe you nothing.
Yeah.
It's really shitty. So that sparks the bloodbath.
Oh yeah, Destiny goes freaking ham
because Destiny
hates Kristy Jo.
Hates.
Yeah. So Amber kind of Amber's like crying when she delivers. Like, I'm so sorry, Kristy Jo. I know you're my roommate, but I just think XYZ. She's very organized about it, and then Destiny just like freaking loses it.
Yeah, shouting, pointing, cussing.
You're the worst.
Yeah. And Amber, that's the thing. Amber, even though she's the one that like kind of gets her claws out, she can't do it without being sad about it.
Right.
Like
being an actual nice person.
So now we got Destiny and Kristy Jo standing up, screaming at each other at the table,
puffing their chests out at each other.
We have a television show.
Yes.
Bret Michaels should be fucking fist pumping in like his head.
You always say what you want to say, dude. Always. You always. Do you want an answer? Do you want an answer or not? Yeah. Please, but shut up. How dare Kristy?
He's like, I made it happen. This is exactly what I wanted. Where it was two girls screaming at each other.
Except he didn't want them to go after Kristy Jo because he likes
he
her.
likes her.
He gets mad about it. He's mad that they
well, not that one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like he asked them to start drama. They start drama, and then he like stomps off to his room. He's like, why are they mad at Kristy Jo?
He gets pissed at everyone.
Yeah.
It's like, you asked for this.
Yeah. And then he goes and comforts Kristy Jo. You asked these women for information. They gave you information. The one piece of information they gave you, Kristy Jo sucks.
And you didn't want to hear it.
And comforted Kristy Jo and stormed off like everybody else fucked up the project.
Yeah.
That's your fault, dude.
You didn't want to hear it.
Yeah, man. You opened the cage and you were surprised what came out.
Yeah.
That's not their fault, bro.
No.
And
it's funny. He's a toddler.
He is, and he's picked his favorites. And Destiny, as Kristy Jo storms off, Brent storms off, Destiny pours herself a fucking pint of champagne.
She like dumps champagne into her, like angrily. It's so funny.
Like a goddamn rock star. It's so cool.
And then like Kristy Jo's like, she's like, I'm gonna go pack my bags and go home, like always.
Like they just said she does.
I know. And
proving them right.
But I'm also like, this has to be so produced because remember, they don't stay at this house.
Right.
So like, where is she going to pack bags? How did the cameras get there so quickly?
Right.
How did Bret also get there so quickly?
Yeah, he's in his room right now.
But to be fair, when she's packing her bags, you can tell she has clearly showered. Her hair is wet,
and she has
no makeup on.
Yeah.
So maybe he did maybe she did freaking storm out and go to the hotel, and then he traveled there to have the scene about like, don't leave. Again, it's like the same
Interesting.
freaking thing that's happened for the third
He's
or fourth
walking in
time.
to talk to her. Yes, she has showered in this scene. You're
Yeah.
correct. I noticed that too. Like her eyebrows aren't drawn on and
Yeah.
everything, and she's in a different shirt.
Yeah.
But wait, you might be onto something, babe, because I want to go back. This is important. Let's get meta. All right. He walks through the chiffon,
Right.
the chiffon curtain, but it doesn't follow him all the way.
Yeah.
It might have just been like, we need to make it look like you're walking into her room. We'll do a cut once you walk through the chiffon, and then we'll show you in her hotel room talking to her.
100.
Here's the cut. Boom.
And all of this is
Interesting.
important because it's fun to like pick apart
Yeah.
how this was made. But also,
That's what we're here for.
Also, he did go all the way to the hotel to try to get her to stay.
You think?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I think he really likes her.
I think that, yes.
Yeah.
And that tracks. And he's got himself a goddamn gold mine of an episode of TV right now, and he couldn't be more mad about it. And then, okay, and so KJ hasn't had enough coddling for the evening. She didn't win the goddamn competition. She didn't get any dates. She got blasted by every woman at the table for being fake after Bret asked who's fake. And Bret's like, I'm going to coddle you in your room, and then I'm going to ask you to come to my room.
My suite.
And then we're going to talk there like for another like several hours.
Have one of our yet another intense conversation about whether she should stay or go.
Bret absolutely
Do us all a
disinterested.
favor and get the F out.
Yeah, Bret absolutely disinterested in a woman's character. Could not be like more clearly about fucking her.
Yep.
You know, like
Yep.
I just want to get you naked and fuck. And I'm tired of everybody telling me that I should care about your character and how bad it is. You know?
I think he just likes drama.
He says he likes crazy, but he's
Yeah.
wondering if this girl might be too much
crazy.
Oh, whatever, man. It's never stopped you before.
But during this talk, Bret does say, I think maybe it's the wrong place, the wrong time for us.
He does.
Yeah.
He does. Which, is that foreshadowing? Stay tuned.
I don't know.
Well, it's day 2.
It is the next day.
And,
yes.
and Jessica and Megan get to go out on their date. And Jessica and her talking heads is an adorable toddler. And I really treasure those moments.
Yeah,
You know,
she's
they
cute.
grow up so fast. And so
in the blink of an eye.
they grow up to date washed up rock stars so fast. Oh my God. And then it cuts to Destiny
Back to
and
that,
Amber
yeah.
talking. And you see Amber's legs are still scarred.
She is busted.
She is bloody.
Like her knees and shins are so busted.
Yeah.
I feel so bad for her.
She played so hard.
I think
in that
it's still
fucking
from
mud
that
bowl.
football
It is.
game.
And her
Yeah.
ankle's still wrapped.
Oh my gosh.
That's important.
yeah,
I
and she has
cannot.
like stuff on her arms too, like
Yeah.
scratches and
Her
stuff.
hands are scratched up.
Oh my god.
Like she went so hard, and I don't know what kind of makeup they put on her for the tap dance show.
Oh
because
yeah. She had like
you couldn't
fishnets
see
on.
those. Yeah. Anyway, poor Amber.
I know.
But the girls are going on a date. Where, babe?
Ed
Shout out,
Hardy's.
shout out. We need the shout out.
Shout out Ed Hardy's.
By Kristen Audigier.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they go to the Ed Hardy store in
Brett loves
Hollywood.
him some Ed Hardy.
He's wearing Ed Hardy to the
He
store.
is.
And there's this guy. He's a custom clothes expert. He looks like Jorma Taccone
His
from
name's
the Lonely
Adam.
Island. Adam.
He
yeah.
does look like that guy.
Yeah. If you don't know Jorma Taccone from the Lonely Island, he was in Hot Rod. He was in Girls.
Oh yeah, totally.
He's in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
He was in the new Sonic movie. Anyway, he's all over the place. But this guy, I was like, okay, he's a custom clothes.
Oh, and tell
whatever.
us how he's a custom designer.
Well, it's kind of cool, Ashley. I actually think it's a little cool. He puts the shirts on the girls and then cuts them the fuck up. And makes stylish little decisions with slicing and dicing and tying. And
okay, I guess it's cool, but I don't know if you would call it a custom shirt designer.
no, I would
he
call
just
him.
goes at them with scissors.
I would call him a fabric artist.
Yeah.
I think it's like he is an artist and his medium is linen and fabric.
Okay.
You
You have a
I
very
can't do
loose
that.
definition of art.
I think you have a very restricted definition, babe, and I think you need to think about that with Jesus.
I could do that all day long.
You could?
Yes!
You could make that?
Yes.
Really?
he literally is just cutting holes. So it's just a
But
matter
like
of
the side
what
is
are-
like all
yeah,
tied up and shit.
Yeah, you just cut it and then you make little bows.
Okay, I don't know.
You're so cute.
Don't patronize me, bitch. Anyway.
Oh my God.
Meanwhile,
Yes.
back at the Hall of Justice, we have KJ and Amber, roommates.
Oh yeah. Amber's like trying to kind of like save face with Kristy Jo and say like, hey, we need to talk about this. Like, I'm sorry. I'll never do that again. I threw you under the bus. Next time I'll talk to you about it first. And she's like saying all the things, and Kristy Jo's just like nodding and like not really saying much. And behind the scenes, she's like, I don't care about being friends with Amber.
And
Amber can eat a dick.
Amber
is
in this
basically
moment
the
reminds
message.
me. Amber reminds me so much of you in that scene.
Really?
Yeah. Number one, she's pretty and blonde.
Oh my God.
Number two, she's very sweet and so sensitive and very much like, we need to talk it out. There's a weird energy in the air,
And I don't like it.
and I'm not gonna like let it sit there.
I don't like it.
We need to talk about
That
this.
is me. Yeah.
I'm just sitting there. I'm like, Amber, I get you. I live
I have
with
to
a
deal with
version of
this. I can't. I don't like to sit and it's like, why would we not just communicate and figure out
Yeah.
what's going on?
And sort
But
of
I
get it
understand
sorted.
that sometimes people don't want that.
Yeah.
They just want to like not.
Yeah.
I get it.
But it didn't. I mean, Amber feels better about having said something. Did it do a thing? Absolutely not.
No.
So after Ed Hardy,
Mm-hmm.
well, we actually didn't eat in the Ed Hardy store, which is shocking to
Mm-hmm.
me. They went to another restaurant that
Yes.
looks like it could be Tom Tom.
It did. Yeah.
It
and
looks like Tom Tom pre-Tom Tom.
I was trying to figure it out. I don't think so because the address number on the front is wrong.
Okay.
Yeah. But it does really look like
Like the
it.
layout feels like
Yeah.
you're walking into Tom Tom from Vanderpump,
Yeah.
the Vanderpump universe.
But yeah, it's just some like, it looks cute. I don't know. They're having
Yeah.
lunch. He's shooting the shit with Megan and Jessica and kind of asking like for their, I don't know, dirt or whatever.
And Megan is happy to oblige
Megan is happy to throw Ina's name out there.
and say that she didn't get along with Shirley Janice. Joan Arlene.
Yes.
Joan Arlene.
Yes.
Yeah, like he still looks like he's mad during the lunch, and like he's slamming his fork into his plate like as he's stabbing his food, and I'm
Yeah.
like, bro, what the fuck? You're on a date,
Yeah.
and he's got fucking anger. I don't know if he just is like.
But he also says, "What's the goings on with Ina?"
Does. We'll
So
go
it's
ahead and get
not-
a drop of that here.
Why? What's the goings on with her? Because
You were there.
Joan,
It's not a what's a going on. Wait,
It's what's the goings on? What's the going on?
it's not that.
It's not a what's the going on.
It's like a variation of that.
Yeah. So that was a
What's
wild
the
thing.
goings on?
What's the goings on?
I was
And
like,
it's-
what?
Are you trying to change? Did you realize you sounded ridiculous and you're seeing if this is better?
I think he just can't help himself.
Is this a punch up? Because it's not.
No, these things just flow out of his mouth.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, he does just let things kind of go out of his face.
Strong like bull.
Oh
What's
my
it going
God.
on?
Brett, Bond, Edge, Girls,
Yeah,
Rock.
exactly.
Sorry.
Like, what even?
Gotta revisit that shit.
Yes.
Hey, babe.
What?
Do you like a Bret Michaels with a short
skirt and a long jacket.
And a long jacket.
That's right, everybody. It's Long Jacket, the long-awaited return of Long Jacket, where we discuss Bret Michaels' fashion decisions at Elimination.
We finally get a long jacket.
God.
Yay!
It's been dry,
It's been so dry. He's been so boring.
and now we found this manna in the desert.
We did. It's so bad.
It's bad.
It's so bad. It's not a long jacket.
It's not.
It's a shorter jacket.
It's just a shitty
It's
look.
just it's very I don't even know how to describe it. It's like maybe an Ed Hardy Western vibe.
Yeah.
There's like Western snaps on it, but it has these big silver crosses
4 of
on
them.
the front.
Count them.
Yeah.
4.
4.
Because one wouldn't have been tasteful.
I was like cross, 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 cross. And he's wearing this like airbrushed cowboy hat that says
it's the
American Outlaw.
It's he wears this all the time.
He does?
Oh, we've talked about the American Outlaw
How do I
hat
forget?
like
how could
7
I
times.
forget? Oh my God.
And it's
Maybe it just seems worse this time.
I
Did he get it
realized-
touched up?
No, it might be different because I feel
It's
like the other
different.
American Outlaw hat is a red base.
Yeah.
And this is a black base.
Exactly. I'm like, this
American
is a
Outlaw hat.
different one.
And the other thing that I noticed, when you look at it from the bat, it says BMB. So now he's decided that that's his Dave Matthews Band, Bret Michaels Band, like apparel, like
Burt Mitchell's
his branded
band.
thing. What is it?
Burt Mitchell's
Band. Burt Mitchell's band actually rips.
Yeah, it kind of does.
Yeah, so he's wearing that dumb cowboy hat with
Yeah,
a bandana.
With a bandana. He has like under his weird ass Western jacket shirt. He has, I think, maybe an Ed Hardy shirt
It
on.
looks more Affliction than Ed Hardy.
Okay, I was trying to figure it out. It's like gray and white and
Like when I see skulls, I think Ed Hardy. When I see crosses, I think Affliction.
yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah.
You're probably right.
And then he's got a chain and a bunch
chain.
of rings on his finger.
And then like True Religion type jeans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks dumb.
Look, everything clashes. Nothing looks good together.
And he comes out still like sour in a funk. Like,
Yeah.
you did this. Or maybe, okay, well, let me float this. Did he do this? Were producers telling him, hey, this is the last 2 episodes been boring, dude. You're not going to have a 3rd season if you can't get these girls
We got to get the
to
drama
start,
going.
like hitting each other.
Yeah.
We're not drinking enough to have good ratings.
Because
So
the
Bret,
first
pick it
season,
up.
they were like physically fighting each other
Yeah.
and stuff.
And vomiting.
Yeah. And this season, it's been very tame and like more produced. And
Yeah.
so they try to produce some drama on in
Yeah,
there.
so
yeah.
maybe Bret was mad because he was feeling pressured to create that situation.
Yeah.
And it wasn't necessarily his decision.
Right. I could see that.
And he's like, I know they're going to come after Kristy Jo. I hate it here.
I hate it. That's not what I want to hear.
Anyway, this is all fun. This is all fun fan theories. But that's Long Jacket for us. And now we're at elimination.
Yes. Yes. He also, as he's coming into this elimination, says he doesn't want any mediocrity
Mediocrity.
in his life. I enjoyed that.
He also says the word disattachment.
He did. I missed that.
He says disattachment a little later.
Oh no.
And I'm like, the word is detachment. The password is detachment.
Oh my God.
Anyway, who gets this first pass?
First pass goes to Amber, our wonderful golden retriever. She actually looks lovely tonight.
Oh yeah. I mean, she's a pretty, again.
Yeah.
You give me so much Amber.
Oh no.
So many Amber vibes.
Oh no. I'm Mrs. Peanut Butter.
No.
Okay,
no.
good.
You're Amber if she was a lawyer instead of an attorney, instead of a realtor.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I think that's the like where the divide kind of
Got it.
Anyway. And anyway, so Amber, interestingly,
Mm-hmm.
Amber and then Destiny, the 2 girls who were happy to be honest and share their feelings
You're
about Kristy Jo.
right.
So the bloodbath is being stoked.
Yes. Production's like, those 2 spoke up. Let's keep them.
And let's
They're
keep
gonna
them first.
keep the drama going.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this plays on throughout the elimination
Totally.
ceremony.
Totally.
This is you thought we were building up to the KJ bloodbath last episode. It is just going to continue building here.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
And then I think we get what, Daisy
We
or
get
Megan?
Jessica next.
Jessica.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So Jessica comes down here and you know, cool. I mean, she's finally started to show up because she's still here.
Yeah.
And there's very few other people to show up.
Yeah.
And then Megan gets a pass.
Yes. And then Megan, I was just thinking to myself, like, I don't see a connection with Jessica and Bret. Like, you know, I just don't.
No.
But I don't really, it got my wheels turning because I don't really see a connection with him and anyone except Kristy Jo.
Yeah.
Because they are like have it for each other.
Yeah.
And everyone else, it just kind of feels like, oh, I'm here for a show.
Yeah.
Like you don't really see those moments between them and Bret where you're like, oh, this could be like a couple.
Yeah.
You know?
No, not at all.
Yeah. Anyway, that just occurred to me.
No, and Bret is doing nothing.
Maybe I get why he's keeping her around, even though she's a hot mess.
Right. He's the only one that he has an actual connection with or wants to make an actual connection with.
And like Daisy used to be that person too, but that's kind of like, I don't know why she hasn't been really in any of the episodes lately.
Right.
Like nothing about them connecting or talking or I
don't know if they needed to kind of like put the brakes on it or if he felt that he needed to or
right.
I have no idea. Maybe like producers were like, hey, we know you guys have been banging, but she's not stable. We need you to like not get murdered after the show's
no,
done.
I don't think she would do that.
I don't think she would. She's
No.
90 pounds.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ina and Kristy Jo are the last ones there. So they are trying to, even though Bret coddled Kristy Jo all episode, he's put her on the fucking razor's edge.
Yeah.
Again, on purpose. Like a subtle neg.
But he did tell her in their last heart-to-heart.
Maybe
this
the
is
time and place.
The wrong time and place. Yeah.
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 And then he does the shitty thing. Oh, she says, Kristy Jo says, I feel like a yo-yo. And I'm like, you're not a yo-yo. You're a punching bag. And the producers are setting this up for you to be a punching bag.
They
like,
know everyone.
I don't feel bad that
you.
you're a punching bag. You have a lot of personality issues that make people want to punch you.
Yes.
But they are putting the two people who are gunning for you the hardest at the top of the elimination, right? And they are putting you at the bottom.
Yeah.
They are making sure you know that we want you to be around to feel shitty.
You think?
And we want to encourage women to continue hating on you.
She keeps saying she's gonna leave though, so
But she never does.
this is her choice.
This
at
is
this
this
point.
is this is why I think it's emotional manipulation.
Yeah.
You keep saying it just to like get the other person to go, baby, like Ike Turner this shit, you know? Baby.
Yeah.
Baby.
Don't go.
Oh, baby.
So he calls down Ina first just to tell her like you're going home.
It's not working.
And Ina doesn't seem to give two shits.
She really doesn't.
They don't even do like a big talking head with her. It's just
no
like,
kiss on the way out.
No.
Yeah.
It's like whatever.
Yeah,
Bye.
she saw it coming, I guess.
He says the reason is that she's emotionally checked out and she was rude to Joan, and that pissed him off.
I can see being rude to Joan as like, sure.
Yeah.
You know, that's valid, but Kristy Jo, like I think Kristy Jo is being left at the not just in the mix, but at the bottom of the mix to just really reinforce that she is going to get beat up until she is dropped from the show.
I don't know if I agree with this theory.
Oh, I agree.
I appreciate
I agree
your
with
theory,
my
though.
theory. And with that, Kristy Jo gets the final pass.
She does. She stays. I don't freaking know why. It was yet another cycle of, I'm going to go. No, you should stay. You're still in love with your husband. I know. Okay.
And your other husband.
And I'm
yeah,
gonna
him
keep
too.
You. All right.
Yeah, it's such bullshit. Like the whole keeping Ina on the hook as though he was ever attracted to her in the first place was unnecessary and so clearly, fake.
Yeah.
Oh, Ina, you're the problem. You have lost that love and feeling. It is not I
It's
and
not
my
me.
unattraction to you that I express constantly in my talking heads.
Yeah.
And
I'm sure he made those comments in front of her too, and she's like, okay.
I gotta feel like that's,
Yeah.
that's come out in other places, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Amber gets talking head. Gets talking head. What's up? That's an interesting way to say it.
Oh.
But Amber is talking to the camera about how Kristy Jo got the last pass, and now
Yeah.
Amber's like, "What the fuck?"
Amber's pissed. Even
How
though
is
she like tried to make amends with Kristy Jo, she's like pissed that Kristy
Yeah,
Jo got a pass.
I like her opinion of Kristy Jo hasn't changed.
No.
She just wanted to try and be more less backstabby about it, less
Right.
and more like straight up, I'll talk to you about how I don't
My
like
issues, yeah.
you know? And so yeah, again, our sweet golden retriever Amber is mad at Kristy Jo, and that says a lot about Kristy Jo.
It does. It does.
Do we have a where are they now?
The only thing I could find about Ina was a subreddit basically that had updated pictures of her, but I have no idea where this person got the pictures. Like there wasn't a link to a social media account. Anyway, she looks great.
Good.
She looks, actually I don't know if this is possible because she was beautiful on the show, but it's almost like she had a glow up.
She's on the substance.
She's beautiful.
She's doing the substance.
And she's like married. She has a cute pit bull. They were really pretty pictures. Oh. And then I, going through the comments, like of course the top one was my love tank, and a few people were like, I came here to say that my Ukrainian love tank, my God. Ukrainian love tank.
Like, yeah,
it's like everyone in the world picked up on how awful that was.
It sucks that's how she's known when she's a beautiful woman.
Yeah. And the other comments were just about how they always thought, like what you were saying, she was always like one of the most beautiful women on the show. And about how her body is like this nice, she's not fat.
She's a statue. She
thin.
is a broad woman.
She's like a model thin, but like there's a thickness to her that everyone was praising. That they were like, this is a body that people try to get, Yeah.
She won't fall apart when you throw her in water.
In the context of the early 2000s, when everybody was supposed to be like Nicole Richie and Paris Hilton
or Megan,
then it was like that's why everyone was calling her big the whole time. She's not big at all. She's gorgeous.
Yeah, it was so wild to me that Megan chose during the hula hoop in her little tiny shorts to turn around and shake her butt ? For
that's
the
what
audience.
Bret likes, baby.
Exactly.
Likes little butts.
Like the shorts, the pants she wears in general are so low. And they look lower, as I said, because her belly button is in the center of her body.
They're low rise.
And yet, there's no butt crack. Like,
I know.
she wears them as low as you can. She has a Hank Hill butt. Like, where the butt crack is just a hole down
oh my God.
next to your taint.
Oh my
like,
God.
there's no crack. It's just a hole.
We don't need to dissect her butt hole in her butt.
I'm trying to figure out. Listen, if you have any artistic skills, draw us a picture of where you think Megan's butt starts.
Oh no, we're not gonna like the messages we get.
This is called engaging the audience.
Okay, all right.
Well,
send those to Andy's inbox.
Yeah. That email is
What's going on? It's worrying.
I'll censor that for you.
Thank you.
Anyway, eulogy.
Yeah, go for
bow
it.
your head. Dearly beloved, we are here today to celebrate the life and times of one Ukrainian love bus, Ina. Ina, you were unjustly ridiculed by Bret Michaels, and I only wish that you could have found someone who appreciates you the way Bert Mitchell's would. He would have had all the time for you and would have called you his Ukrainian love
tank
flower.
Okay, that's better.
See? Bert Mitchell's knows how to talk to women.
That's right.
And if only in another life you could have connected with Bret Michaels' Wario, Bert Mitchell's, I think you would have won this show. We're glad to see that you're doing well. I can't remember if we see you in the next life of Charm School, but maybe we'll see you.
We do.
In that, yes.
We do.
Yes. We'll see you there and in the plane of consciousness. In VH1's genderless holy name. Amen. Okay. Is there anything else? Do we have anything else to celebrate?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Anything you want to celebrate?
No, I can just get through the house cleaning here.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Mock of Love and leave us comments, send us memes, and whatever else you want to do. Drawings of where you think Megan's butthole are. Mock of Love is also available on Apple Podcasts in addition to Spotify. So make sure you follow us on Instagram at mol.podcast. And, real quick, Kai Decadence, he's back. He's commenting at us on YouTube. And you are seeing my brother Thank you so much for the love as always. You always leave us nice long comments.
I know, I love
I'm not
it.
going to read the whole thing to the audience today, but another time I will. It just know you are seen, you are appreciated. We are also at Blue Sky at MOL Podcast, no dot. Find us on TikTok at Mock of Love Podcast, all spelled out, and on YouTube, #boobs. We're not on X for reasons I no longer need to spell out. If you pay any attention to the news at all, just look around you. No, we don't support the bad man's bad companies and bad ideas. So don't find us there. I think that's it.
Good. I like this restrained.
Well, I don't. Unfortunately, the media is having to do all the
Exactly.
talking for me.
People come here to have a good time, Andy.
I've heard. Remember Stina left us a comment that my Elon rant one week was very good that particular week.
Thank you, Stina.
So it's not hated by everybody.
That's true.
Actually,
It's true. Just maybe not every week.
I'm gonna make it every intro song is gonna be
About
so
Elon.
that we don't put it at the end and leave on the bad vibes.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, we'll start
We'll
on bad vibes.
Start with bad vibes.
Okay.
It's the recipe for success.
Yeah.
I think that's it for us. Yeah. I'm Andy,
I'm Ashley.
and this has been Mock of Love. Will you
Continue to stay in this house and rock our world.
Have a great week, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Mock of Love is produced by Andy and Ashley. All views and comments do not necessarily reflect the views of Andy and Ashley, so ease up on us. If you enjoyed this romp through reality shows past, please follow, like, subscribe, and leave us a comment wherever you listen to podcasts.